So guys, we've got round 2 coverage of tonight's Friday Night Standard Tournament. Both of these players have guys you should be familiar with. On the left is Casey Skibbe, who's playing Grixis Zombies. The difference being that this week he is playing Falconwrath Aristocrats instead of the Hell Riders he's played in weeks past, because he said that the Hell Rider is just too tough on his mana base. As good as it is, just too tough to cast. And he's playing against Brandon Hart, who's playing a white-black-red deck, which I asked him if it was the Boros Reckoner Reanimator deck that was seeing some popularity in recent weeks on Modo, and he said no, it's more of just like a mid-rangey deck. So they're right off into it here as I try to update my Twitter. Just give me a second here. Alright. So we've got turn 1 Gravecrawler into a turn 2 Diagraph Ghoul, followed up by a Blood Scrivener, and Brandon Hart just plays a land and passes both turns. And there is a Boros Reckoner. Now we know Casey is playing Tragic Slips. That is his answer to Reckoner. Looks like we're going to see Bloodthorn Vampire and a Diagraph Ghoul, which is up in the one area of the playmat. And the good thing here is that, well, I think Casey missed an onboard trick there. He piled in with all of his creatures, but he could have sacked whichever creature was blocked by the Boros Reckoner to his Bloodthorn Vampire and avoided 2-for-1ing himself, but he missed that play. And Brandon's able to take out the Blood Scrivener and a Diagraph Ghoul. Question in the chat about, is the stream lagging for anyone else? It has been a little choppy today, and I apologize for that. I don't know exactly what's up. We do not have nearly the internet connection that we've had in weeks past. I think someone might be out in the other play area playing some online games, and we do have a shared network here at the store, so I apologize for that as it keeps coming in and out. So a Near Hearth Pilgrim comes down, or Near Heath Pilgrim comes down, paired with Boros Reckoner, and this is quite a situation for Casey to be in here. He does have the interesting interaction of being able, as we see, cycle his Gravecrawler, sacking it to the Bloodthorn Vampire to pump it, and then recasting it. So he can make a very, very large Bloodthorn Vampire if he wants to. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you here, I have no idea what's going on. Alright, so Casey reiterating, he has sacked the Gravecrawler and recast it twice, so the Bloodthorn Vampire is a 5/5. So the correct block here, I think, would be to block with the Reckoner, and then to do the 2 damage to the Diagraph Ghoul, which would allow him not to replay his Gravecrawler, as Casey is down to just 1 card in hand. You're going to gain 3 life in the process. So Brandon is going to take the block, make the block. Let's see where he's doing the 5 damage to. Oh, he's just going to do the 5 damage straight to Casey's dome, so being very aggressive with his Reckoner trigger. Let's see what follow-up he has. I'm going to cast both halves of Lingering Souls. I'm assuming pairing one with the Near Heath Pilgrim here. And there is a Blood Artist off the top for Casey, which is great in this situation. Otherwise, those... So now we're going to start chaining the Gravecrawler activations together, doing 1 damage in the process each and every time. He's going to serve in with his Bloodthorn Vampire that's been pumped by the Gravecrawler, and Brandon's just going to chump it out with one of his spirits. A lot of life changes, which is what these Blood Artist decks do. So when it's all said and done, Casey with the Diregraph Ghoul, Gravecrawler, Bloodthorn Vampire, and a Blood Artist had 19 life against 3 Lingering Souls tokens and a Near Heath Pilgrim from Brandon Hart.
You're at 5 life more because the Reckoner trigger is life saving.
Good catch by the stream. The Boros Reckoner's trigger still does damage since it has lifelink. Chat mentioning that Blood Baron would be pretty good in this spot. It would indeed. I do not think that Brandon is playing it. And absent any kind of removal, if the board state stays the same, Casey can just grind this game out with Gravecrawler recastings. We see him read the Vault of the Archangel, which Brandon played last turn, which does change the race math considerably. He also has a Falconwrath Aristocrat, which is pretty much dead in this spot. And a Brimstone Volley. So when it's all said and done, up to 24 with Brandon down to 11. But Brandon does have the Vault of the Archangel and enough mana to activate it. So can gain a considerable amount of life while jumping. There's a Sin Collector. Going to take that Brimstone Volley, leaving Casey with just a Falconwrath Aristocrat in hand. Brandon going to shock himself with a Sacred Foundry there. I saw him make a note on his life pad, did not change the life total counter, so I believe my life total is correct there. But in doing this, he has tapped himself low enough that he cannot activate his Vault. So very interesting here. There is a Liliana of the Veil. Not really that good in this spot. You can make him sacrifice, or you can make him discard that Falconwrath Aristocrat, because sacking a creature is not going to be really worth anything here. So he's just going to sack his Gravecrawler and get it right back. People in the chat talking about the Abras. I do not know what that is. Oh, it's the Abracadabras. I got it now. I got it. Took me a while, but I got there with pop culture reference. It took me a minute. We are, of course, referencing the tokens that the Pokemon cards Brandon's using. And in the meantime, Casey goes ahead and gets enough damage in lethal. And Brandon probably unwise to tap it so low so that he could not activate his Vault of the Archangel. But that's what happened. So Casey and his zombie list, I have Grixis, but I think he's cut the blue. It's just a no, he is. I saw Watery Grave, so he's still playing blue cards. The blue card is for the Diregraph Captain, which is the Zombie Lord. So he takes game 1 of this round 2 matchup. Both these players are both these players did lose in the first round. When you have only 18 people at your FNM, some weeks it's difficult to get ideal matchups. So, for those of you who watch every week, you know what time it is in between the first and second game of round 2. It's when I take a brief stroll over to our Facebook page, which is at facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic, and try to give away some Magic cards. If you watch the beginning of this game and the beginning of the match prior, all of our feature match players start their game with a delightful game of rock, paper, scissors using these parody cards from the Unglued set. You're saying you don't have your own playset. Well, you, my friend, are in luck. We give them away each and every week. And if somebody comes and finds me at Origins tomorrow at the Star City Games Open in Columbus, the first person will get their own playset in person. But if you head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic, if you go to ZachSellsMagic.com, it will also redirect you there. I have just made a post that says, basically, we're giving away cards, so make sure you are the first one to like it, share it, and comment on that post 3 separate ways to get 3 separate entries into this week's drawing. It also shows up on my Twitter feed at ZachSellsMagic. If you follow me and retweet there, you'll be entered for a chance to win. We'll make that drawing next week offline, and I will be doing the drawing for this past week. Of course, we did miss 1 week, so I didn't draw last week. I'll be making that drawing tomorrow. Make sure to go over there, like, comment, share, retweet, like our Facebook page, follow me on Twitter. All of those things are how you can get entries into this giveaway. Are they worth a ton of money? No. Are they worth a lot of sentimental value? Absolutely. They are awesome cards to own. People ask me for them all the time. Pretty good stuff. So thanks to everybody who's watching. 67 strong tonight, down from our usual numbers, but we did miss last week. We do have a fair number of events going on in the greater Magic world tonight. A lot of Modern Masters drafts tonight. Grand Prix Houston starting tomorrow, which I believe is a full block sealed event. We've also got, as I said, Origins going on in full force in Columbus, featuring the Star City Open Series tomorrow. So not entirely surprising that people are busy. Of course, I have not also checked who else is streaming tonight. That always plays a role as well. Looks like just Josh Rabbits. Nuts. Hello to Pure Parkour joining us in the chat. Welcome. Thanks for watching. So looking at the standings here, like I said, just 18 people here tonight, down considerably for our normal numbers, but like I said, many people out of town this weekend specifically. Let's talk about who's doing well tonight. Nick Reid, playing some kind of control deck. We can't figure out if it's Bant or Esper. He won his round 1 pairing, as did Chris Harless and Alec Myers. Adam Vickers, who we saw win our round 1 feature match on Bug Control, he's squaring off against Joseph Deal's mono red deck. And then Ian Straggy playing a black-white mid-range deck also on 3 points, as is local stream regular Max Turner, playing a deck I do not know. I think he might be playing Gruul. He literally showed up 5 seconds before we started the tournament, so slipping in under the gun. Sure. Question in the chat, is anyone playing Naya Blitz today? I do not think so. We only have one real Naya Blitz player, and he is not here and hasn't been here in a couple weeks. Randellis in the chat saying a hometown Grand Prix for him, so it looks like he is local to Houston. Should be pretty fun. Thanks to HD Skywalker welcoming me back. We did miss last week. I apologize for that. I really do not like to miss a week, as is evidenced by the fact that I have to be on the road tomorrow at 5 in the morning, and I'm still here streaming FNM. But thanks for those kind words. I did have some unexpected business come up last weekend and had to leave town, so we did miss that week, but we are now back. What is going on? I need to go get some clarification. Hey, what's going on? I understand. And the answer is they were just trolling me. They wanted to see how quickly I would go out there and ask him what those cards were. Alright, so meanwhile, all hilarious jokes aside, Casey starts out with basically the nuts on 3 grave crawlers. He's going to serve in here. Sin Collector's going to have to trade with one, and it's not what you really want to be doing, but at this point you got to kind of absorb damage. But no, Brandon just going to take it, going down to 14. Or 12, rather. And already up against it here. 3 grave crawlers, and the bad part obviously is even if Brandon can clear the board, just 1 zombie, and Casey can get all those grave crawlers back. So near Heath Pilgrim paired with Sin Collector. That's probably the reason why Brandon did not trade with the trade with the grave crawler in the previous attack step. Tragic Slip taking out the near Heath Pilgrim. We have a Boros Charm in response. No, we do not. So now we've got to serve in here. So at this point we're going to pull the trigger on chumping out. Chumping 1 Gravecrawler, blocking with the Sin Collector on the other one. Taking 2, dropping on 10, and the Gravecrawlers come right back. And Brandon just scoops them up. Nothing but lands in his hand. Tough to beat, even with good sequence of draws there. Brandon's, it's just so hard to beat a 3 Gravecrawler draw. So Casey Skibbe takes that one down in a quick 2-game affair. And I take this opportunity. So Nick did lose the first game, so he's going to be on the play. He's playing a Bant control, or some kind of Bant list. I hesitate to call it control or mid-range or flash, because they're all depending on, you can slot out 6 or 8 cards is entirely different deck, but it's the same kind of stuff you would expect. So it's probably more of a mid-range deck if he's playing the oh my god, that's Scroll of Gristlebrand, is that what it is?
You can sack it.
Draw a card, and then you gain 5 life?
You gain 5 life if you control a demon and make the opponent discard a card.
Okay.
The Scroll of Avacyn is the other one.
Zach Viglianco. Oh, it gets a Verdunger Mimic. That's pretty exciting.
So imagine this is either Prime Speaker ban or just a mid-range.
Alright, so we'll put ban mid-range. And there's a turn 3 Vampire Nighthawk, which is going to meet a Fiend Hunter. And then the Restoration Angel is going to serve in, knocking Zach down to 16 here. So Zach looking for a Mutilate or something here.
Yeah.
There's another Nighthawk, which if Nick can't deal with, we'll kind of put the dampener on his attack step there.
Excuse me.
You are excused.
Thank you.
Bant mid-range, I think, is the appropriate name for this.
Yeah.
Well, I repaired my
So Nick, up against it a little bit here. He's going to go ahead and cycle a Farseek. He looks like he has just 2 cards in hand. He's kind of all in on his board state as it is.
Yeah.
which, while he has a lot of permanents, he does not have a lot of power on board, and he certainly doesn't have the board state that he can favorably attack into that Vampire Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Also, Zach wins the award for Best Dressed FNM Participant,
Yeah.
since his job requires that he dress like an adult. And there it is, Demonic Rising. So he's going to have to sack his...
No. It's the one that puts a 5/5 demon in turn if he controls one, which he only has one Nighthawk.
At the end of any creature, any turn?
I think it's just his.
Well, let's take a look. That's
Yeah,
what the old MTG bot's for. Let's fire him up, see what he's got to say. At the beginning of your end step, if you control exactly one creature,
Yeah.
put a 5/5 demon into play. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So he's just effectively going to have a 5/5 every turn of the game. And what's interesting too is that even the enchantment removal that you would want to side in, like a Ray of Revelation, isn't as good because he does play like Homicidal Seclusion. He plays other targets that kind of, a water. You can get rid of one, but there's going to be more coming. So.
Yeah.
A lot of streams are interesting. You get to see a lot of top-tier decks play against each other. We're the only stream on Twitch, I can guarantee you, this week, showing Standard featuring Demonic Rising Trading Post. This is what we bring. This is what we bring to you, the people. This is our niche market. Is Zach Viglianco crazy ass mono black? It's not mono black. He's got red. Is that for like Dreadbore maybe?
I'd imagine Dreadbore, maybe Rectus Return or Siren Insanity.
Oh, Siren Insanity might be very good.
Yeah. That's if it's Demon Post, I'd imagine he has some demons. So.
Well, I know he has Taskmaster. So we're tapping low here. Is this the Angel Serenity? It is Angel, so we're going to bounce both of Zach's creatures and an Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Value.
Why?
Just to get an extra creature, I believe. Did he do that from the battlefield?
Yeah.
Maybe if Zach board wipes here?
Okay, I guess that might be true. Like, he doesn't need the... Well, he's stuck on 4 lands, so he probably needs the mana. Like, that's actually a pretty fair thing here. And there is... that's Blood Gift Demon, right?
Yep.
And Blood Gift... So he plays a Blood Gift Demon, immediately gets another 5/5.
Yeah,
so he can now trade with the Angel Serenity. And the Blood Gift Demon helps him...
It's Phyrexian Arena.
Yes. I mean, I play that card in my cube. It's like perfectly fine.
It's very good.
It's not going to win any legacy GPs anytime soon, but it's a perfectly good Magic card.
Unless Zach Viglianco goes to the legacy GPs.
And there's a Progenitor Mimic copying the Angel of Serenity, so this is going to be pretty brutal. So Zach's going to need a board wipe here pretty quick, right? So serve in for 8, knocking Zach down to 4. Or no.
No, he's
knocking
getting
down
for
to 2.
10. So board wipe or bust.
So Zach was in a pretty good spot, but Angel of Serenity, like it always does, making quite an impact on board states. He needs a Swamp and a Mutilate here, because so a Mutilate's good here, but... Oh no, he already had 6 Swamps already. He has to have some kind of... That Progenitor Mimic's going to shoot at an Angel every turn, right?
Yes. So he needs to take care of both of those immediately.
And Zach just going to go scoop him up. Just scooping him up. So we move on to game 3 here. These guys got about 12 minutes, so they're going to have to get after it. In the meantime, hey, Joseph, you notice that nice new playmat there?
Yeah.
Nice 2-player feature match playmat. Excellent design and color scheme. Well manufactured. You've played on it. You know it's high quality.
Very high quality.
That, of course, is courtesy of our friends over at InkedPlaymats.com, who provided that and allowed us to have some input on the design as well. So we want to thank them for their patronage, but more importantly, if you want to help out the stream, make sure you support those who support the stream and head over to InkedPlaymats.com for your own customizable playmat needs. I think their custom playmats start at $20. and I think they can go up to 30 or 35 depending upon how much graphic artwork you need, graphics work you need them to do. But they also have a variety of pre-made playmats that are available for purchase every day. I think they have a playmat for $10 every day. They have a special. So make sure to head over to them. InkedPlaymats.com. Also, I do not have a graphic for this. Maybe I can make one briefly. But if you've been following us on our... he's getting the... getting his formal... losing my train of... Alright, let's put this up here. It's in the banner of the on the studio page. It's in the scrolling banner. But I mentioned this on the Facebook page that my friend Nick Beckvar has recently opened his own MTG retail outlet at affinityforcards.com. He's I apologize for the low tech. It's really high tech there. We got that. But yeah, so if you are obviously if you are local, make sure you buy your cards here at Lost Legion. But if you are if you don't have a local game store, and obviously we know not every local game store has every card that you need for every format, so head over to affinityforcards.com, use coupon code Lost Legion, spelled exactly like you see there, and you'll get 5% off your order. The site went live, I think, on Thursday, so he's still, I know he's at Origins right now, doing some business there, and the site will have more stock as it goes along. But there is some kickbacks for us on the stream if you do purchase cards there, so it does help support us in a small way. So make sure, like I said, to support those who support the stream, and head over to affinityforcards.com. Next week that title will look like an actual professional.
Yeah.
He had there's this cool place, I forget what it's called, like maybe it's like 99 images or so, I can't remember what it is, but there's a website you can go to. I know John Medina, when he came up with Legit MTG, did the same thing. You basically go on there and you basically tell them what you want, and then people, like graphic artists, will submit, like, it's a contest.
Okay.
And you have like a prize pool, like you have like $100 for the winner.
Yeah.
And then like a bunch of people submit stuff, and then you pick the winner, and they get $100.
Kind of like the thing for that name of that store that your friend was looking for.
It was exactly like that, except like a legitimate website.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a formal process with stuff like that. And he sent me a sneak peek at when the contest was not over, but he'd already pretty much decided which one was going to work with it. It's pretty good looking logo. I thought the name Affinity for Cards was pretty cool. Like it's a good thing of, I think it's the perfect mix of having something recognizable Magic wise, but also having like some like uniqueness to it. So Nick's a good guy, and he's helped me out a lot with a lot of the cards that I've been looking for. He's my go-to source for staples.
So is that like the chain? You are the go-to source for staples here.
Yes.
So would that be...
A lot of them I get from Nick, yes.
And then,
So check those out. Obviously, if you're still local, like I said, make sure to support your local game store here at Lost Legion. But as I said, I don't really feel bad like suggesting that, because like I said, there's always cards. Like if you went to JB and said, "Hey, I need an Underground Sea," JB doesn't have one.
yeah.
So what are you going to do? You can buy it from a large retailer and in no way support the stream, or you can buy it from Affinity for Cards and help us as we continue to collect money, so that first I'm just trying to offset the costs of everything I've already spent, as we see Zach Mulligan down to 6 cards here. But after that point, the next project is upgrade the camera for in here.
Okay.
Because that one costs $20 on clearance at Best Buy, and it looks like I'm filming this with the potato. So that would be the first
A
expenditure.
very high quality.
It's high quality potato.
You know, it's the best of potatoes.
It's a red skin. It's a legitimate dinner contender. So for those of you interested in that information, you can I'll mention it in the recap post and on our Facebook page, and then I did post those in the chat there. Question in chat about where we're from. We, of course, are broadcasting live from South Charleston, West Virginia.
Yep.
Same question asking if they're from the farthest away. I do not see him currently in the chat, but longtime stream fan Cameron from Australia, from Northeast Australia, is I think the furthest away. We have a couple of Filipino viewers as well, but Australia is literally on the other side of the planet from here. But let's talk more Magic. So Zach won 2 swamps. Nobody missing the land drop. These matchups really start getting off on turns 3 and 4. We're going to see a Nighthawk here. No, Rakdos key rune. So there's where your... Well, I was going to say there's where your red splash is, but that may be just another red fixing, you know?
It's also a very good red splash.
Do you just pile in here? Or do you cast like Demonic Rising or something?
Or maybe the Blood Gift Demon or something like that. Almost thought it was. Nope, just crashing in.
Get some. Get some. So what Zach wants here is, he surely wants a Rakdos return. Like,
yeah,
that's what he needs here, is to untap, play a land, and clear next hand out.
Yeah.
He needs to keep him off Angel mana.
Yeah. Rakdos return here would be devastating.
Of course, game 2 kind of ran against expectation as well, since Zach is, I assume, a Mutilate deck, and we never saw any removal out of him.
Yeah.
And because Nick's his draw was only 4 lands, and he was getting all his mana from Mana Dorks.
Yeah.
We're going to Victim in the Night, the Wolf.
I guess he's going to attack
Yeah.
Derek. Yeah. So
Nick knew what was happening before Zach announced it, but yeah, Victim of the Night takes out the Wolf token, and the Rakdos key rune comes in and clears out. There's Acidic Slime. We're going to take out the key rune. But here's the point: if Zach can. It's funny because I'm talking about these cards. I don't even know if they're in this deck. It's not like this is an identifiable archetype that we all know what he's playing. But a Rakdos return for 4 here would be backbreaking. 4-ball. There it is. Volatile frickin' rig. So why is Zach playing this card? Well, because it interacts fairly favorably with... read that.
get up in there.
We all need to read that. So Volatile Rig, when it's dealt damage, it attacks every turn, and when it's dealt damage, you flip a coin. If you lose the flip, you have to sacrifice it.
Yeah.
You flip another coin. If you lose that flip, it deals 4 damage to everything.
Yeah.
So it's a board wipe. He can get it back off of Trading Post, because remember, this is a Trading Post deck, which is another reason he's probably playing the key runes.
Yes, get some recursion with our...
And how big is it? Is it 4/4?
Yes, it's a 4/4.
Zach Viglianco bringing you draft staples since 1999.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so there's Jace.
Yep. Just gonna mill and draw. Yep, mill and draw.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you really want the...
Milton, yeah, it's not that far in the game.
Yeah. So Zach is somehow ahead in terms of the... And we have... Now he's pulled out his nickel. That's the official nickel of Volatile Rig.
So, Jace is at 5 right now, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this puts it out of Volatile Rig range.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, it's also very important since the Volatile Rig, if it does go away... So we're going to block it, so now we're going to...
It's going to die either way, so...
Yes.
Just have to flip the coin.
Heads, nothing happened. Tails, take 4. So that was the tails. So everybody takes 4. Can he redirect that to Jace?
Yes, but... So it should be 13 to... 13 to 16.
Zach had a difficult time dealing with my live counter because he's trying to swipe it, and we all know it's a tap. And now we're getting a trading post.
I know the pay a life, get a goat, and gain 4 life after you discard a card.
Mm-hmm.
The way it interacts with artifacts, is it like you sack an artifact to get a creature, or I forget the other two names.
Oh man, let's just look it up.
Yeah.
You sack a creature, I think, to get... You discard a card to pay 1 life, get a goat.
Yep.
Sacrifice the goat or a creature,
yeah.
Get the artifact back. Sacrifice an artifact to draw a card. Discard a card, gain 4 life.
Yep. Alright.
End of turn, goat.
Oh yeah!
Goat.
Value!
They can hear us. So I do need to keep it...
Okay. I think I know that.
And a Thragtusk making an appearance for Nick, which I did not notice at the time.
Yeah.
So there's an 0-1 goat, so he can now use that to get back the volatile rig if he wants to. Of course, I cannot see what cards he has in his hand. One of them is a Blood Crypt. This one seems to be getting away from Zach. I would love to know what his deck list is, and I'm sure I'll get that for everyone. I don't know if Jace is supposed to take 4 or not, because it's just to players, I think, right?
Okay, so...
And, as a controller of that damage.
Yeah. So he could redirect it.
Yeah, which I thought he was going to, but he did not do that.
Yeah. He just chose to do the damage to Nick. So James should be at 5 whatever loyalty he's at.
Yeah, sacking the goat, getting back Rakdos Keyrune, which is interesting.
Oh, does the Reid have trample?
I don't know. I can't go back.
Okay, so it does have trample.
Yeah, but I can't...
So he should have taken 2 to anywhere, either to Jace or to Nick. So Nick should be below 2 life, but...
Well, I mean, I try to correct as many things as I can, but forgive me for not knowing the detailed rulings on volatile rate.
Yeah, that's...
and it's obviously way too far now to go back and try and...
Yeah.
So Rakdos Keyrune, someone trying to look it up, but too many MTG bots. Rakdos Keyrune is a 3/1 first striker that you activate for red and black. Yep, and the commenter in the chat pointing out that technically I don't have to correct anything because you can assign all the damage to the creature if you so choose, so that game state, even though that's surely not what he wanted to do. Progenitor Mimic, make... Yep, so in response to the Progenitor Mimic...
Yes.
In response to the Mimic, since the Mimic does come into play as any creature, in response to the Mimic, Victim of the Night taking out the Thragtusk, and Progenitor Mimic now is a copy of Avacyn's Pilgrim, which is not nearly as exciting as the Thragtusk.
It could also be a beast, but... Could it?
I don't think it can be a token.
Okay.
Or I think it can be a token, but you can't...
You wouldn't get the ability?
It doesn't make more. And it is time in the round, so these guys,
Okay.
Yeah, in the chat confirming that. That is time in the round, but obviously our clock is not the official round clock. I have not heard them call time out in the room, so we might be maybe a little fast. There's the Mutilate that we suspected that he had. Now you serve in and knock Jace down to 2, right?
Not imagine.
You cannot race the mill from Jace with the damage that you have on board. You have to attack Jace.
Unless he has something for 4 that he would like to play, but I seriously don't. Well, he could play a Nighthawk and Trading Post, but I'd probably want the Jays.
And there's time in the round, so we're on turns here. So Zach is on turn 0.
All right.
So it's going to be very interesting here because I don't think Zach can win this game. It's more of a choice of can Zach play for the tie here. Both these players are, this was table 1, so these guys are both undefeated. Undefeated, this round 2, for goodness sakes, but you know what I meant.
I mean,
I don't know what Zach has in his hand.
does he just have one
Once people start donating tons of money to the stream, that's when we're going to move to the 4-camera shoot. So we'll get the hand cams and the player cams.
If you would like a higher quality Magic experience, please donate $500 to Zach Sells Magic.
I would take 50 cents at this point, I think, but obviously that's not why we do it.
Yeah.
He plays Demonic Taskmaster, which is interesting here because now he's going to be able to mill 10 with Jace. And if he can play a flying blocker, Zach counting his library out there so we can hear.
Okay, so would it actually believe it would make a beast, right? Because it would just become the name card. It would not become a token of it. So, well, either way, that situation is passed. So.
We got Joke of the Night by Mr. Taggio saying, I don't know, with every Yahoo dropping their 10 cents in the chat, you'd think you'd have enough for cameras by now. With the dagger. He got you. So Jay's going ahead and mill 10 there. I don't think I got distracted and did not see. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't like the line from previously. Because, you know, if he removes that Taskmaster, then you basically fog yourself a turn, and you don't have a turn that you can waste.
And Zach's library isn't looking that full right now.
I don't think he can die this turn.
Yeah.
But Nick gets the 5th turn in this scenario.
Yeah. What turn are they on right now? 2?
This is turn 2. This is Zach's turn 2. So Nick's going to get turn 3 and 5. And there's the Vampire Nighthawk.
Okay.
So Jace is more than likely going to die next turn. Unless Nick has 16 cards in his library, Zach says.
Okay. So if he has another J...
So there's a Progenitor Mimic, a Fiend Hunter. Oh, Fiend Hunter does it. You Fiend Hunter the Nighthawk, then you in response, he's going to sack him to the trading post to draw a card, right?
I believe it's return target artifact.
Oh yeah, get an artifact back. What's the artifact he has, Balt? Oh, well, he can get whatever he wants because he's been getting milled by Jays.
Oh yeah, yes.
So I guess that's synergy right there.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously looked forward to this. It was
he thought
foresight.
He's a strong matchup in a Jace Memory Adept Field metagame.
Yeah.
So Zach thinking long and hard about this. Did not see what he picked up. So Zach down to 6 cards in his library. He's going to go down to 5. But it doesn't matter. He's either going to get milled out on the next turn or not.
Unless he has a removal spell. So you just have to remove the Fiend Hunter and then hit Jace.
You have to remove the Fiend Hunter and hit the Jace for the draw. Is this Homicidal Seclusion? Doesn't that give it... No, that gives it Lifelink.
Yeah.
Oh, Mutilate will do it.
Yeah. Alright.
So this one's a draw, unless he draws another Jace, right?
Yeah. Well, it's turn 5 anyway. So, yeah.
So Nick has a Sphinx's Revelation, but obviously doesn't target. Not like Blue Sun Zenith, so... So we saw some interesting interactions. That is your freebie fun deck of the week, as we saw Zach Viglianco's homebrew Demon Post deck, is what he calls it. Grind to a draw with Nick Reid. I guess the draw is the best thing that could have happened to him in that situation. Although he did stabilize at that point. I don't think he was going to do 18 damage in 5 turns, but you never know. And like I said, we're the only stream on the internet tonight that is going to show you a volatile rig being resolved, so.
Pretty sure.
Why is the camera not working? Camera not working? It's just, not like that. It's just, we'll see if I can get that squared away here. Let's, don't know what's going on there.
It's another time to advertise for money. No.
No, it's fine. It's just some kind of settings thing or whatever. But yeah, so we move into round 3 there. We've got 2 more rounds to go in tonight's FNM, and then a cut to top 8. I will warn everyone that for some reason, if it should go super long, I might have to take out, as I do have to be on the road very early in the morning to head to the event at Origins. And also, there's a very good chance that these guys might chop in the top 8 because a lot of them are also going to...
I'd imagine that it wouldn't go very long, though, because it is a 4-round, 18-person tournament. So those don't tend to go that long.
Yeah, there are a couple guys in the field that like to go to time.
Yeah.
So thanks to everybody who was watching that round. We're going to move right into round 5 here, relatively round 5.
Yeah.
There's not even a round 5 in tonight's tournament, but moving to round 3 very, very quickly, as that was the last match in the field. All right, so we're going to take a little break here. I'm going to step outside, and then when the next round starts up, we'll be right back. This will be an ample time for you guys to go check out our sponsors, or more importantly, follow us on our various forms of social media. I'm so close to, the stupid camera's acting up again. I'm so close to so many milestones. Like, I have, like, when we started the stream tonight, like 599 Facebook likes, like 697 Twitch followers. Like, so just go YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, like us, follow us, whatever.
People who aren't following us yet, follow us. Follow us. This is our message to you.